That's why I wasn't into fitness in college, because of artichoke and bagels. Hi guys, so I posted a little while ago that I was going to do a Q&A, and I got some questions. I actually filmed a full Q&A, and I just got my new camera and I don't know how to work it because I'm technologically impaired apparently, so I actually lost it. So this is take 2 of my Q&A. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started, and I'll do my best to answer them quickly and not ramble on for a million years. Alright, so question number 1. What is your favorite gym clothing line? Okay, so I get a lot of my gym clothes from Lululemon. They are expensive, but for me, gym clothes are my work clothes, so I'm pretty much in them all day, and honestly, I found that Lulu is just the best quality. They last for a really long time, and they have a lifetime warranty, so if something happens, like they rip or anything like that, just bring it in and you get a free pair in return. I recently ordered some stuff from Gymshark and really liked that, and they're way cheaper. I think it's like $40 for a pair of leggings as opposed to $90 or $100 at Lulu. So Gymshark is great, and I get questions about where to get my crop tops all the time. I only buy like expensive leggings, but I will never spend money on expensive like tank tops at Lulu or anything like that. I order all of my crop tops, or most of them, from Amazon. They're like $6 or $7, and you can just go to Amazon and search crop tops and pick your shirts, and I'll order like 4 or 5 at a time, and they're really cheap. So Amazon. Okay, I got 2 questions about my fitness journey. The first one was, how has your fitness journey progressed, and how did you start your fitness journey? So I did make a video that was an introduction where I talk a lot more about this. You can go back and check that out. That's my first video. So I'll just give a quick little recap. But I started my fitness journey, I guess, after I graduated college. Prior to that, I was not really into fitness at all. I wasn't very athletic. I did theater and was a dancer, but I definitely didn't do sports. Barely went to the gym, but I would just go and run on the treadmill or do the elliptical and then like do abs. And then after college, I started to go to the gym with my boyfriend, and he taught me a few weight exercises. And I also had a lot of back problems, so I had like my chiropractor and physical therapist recommend lifting weights to help my posture and my back. So I started doing it, and then I got really into it on my own, and I just went home and I did a ton of research and started going a few times a week, and kind of just progressed from there. And then how has it progressed since the beginning? I would say the biggest way that it's progressed, well, first of all, I now lift weights like 5 or 6 times a week, and that was definitely not a part of my journey at the beginning. Like I said, I was really just doing cardio and abs, so that's a huge way that it's progressed. And I also think another way that it's progressed is my focus at the beginning was definitely aesthetic based. I wanted to work out to look better, and now that's definitely not my focus. It's a perk of working out, but it's not why I work out. I do it because I just love it. I love being in the gym, and I really enjoy lifting weights. And the final way that it's progressed is that it went from being a hobby to being my job. So back then I was just doing it for fun, and now I'm actually a trainer and it's my job, and I not only do fitness for myself, but I use it to help other people and to help my clients and to teach others what I have learned from my own journey. It's a good one. My friend Dasha, hey Dash, asked me, would you rather eat ice cream or warm gooey cookies for 3 days straight? You can only pick one. I eat ice cream pretty much every day, so I'm gonna have to go with ice cream on that one, but they're probably like my 2 favorite desserts, and combined would be ideal. But if I can just pick one, definitely ice cream, because it'd be pretty hard for me to go any day without ice cream. I seriously eat it in some form every day. So yeah, ice cream all the way. Okay, what do you eat and how often do you have a cheat day? I did do a full day of eating in I think it was my last video or recently. So you can check that out for more specifics. I'm going to do more of those in the future as well. So I eat different foods every day, and how often do I eat them? I eat pretty much when I'm hungry. I typically kind of plan out around my day, so I eat during my meal times, and then I always have snacks if I'm hungry between meals, so it ends up being every few hours. And how often do you have a cheat day? Okay, so I really highly dislike the word cheat and cheat day in regards to food. I think it places a lot of guilt around food and eating foods that you shouldn't be eating, and I don't think that that is the best way to form a healthy relationship with food. So I avoid using that word, and I always encourage all of my clients to avoid using words like cheat or anything associated with guilt to describe food. If you're eating snacks or less healthy things, it's not cheating, it's just eating less healthy foods. It's not a big deal. So because I follow flexible dieting, I eat foods that aren't like typically healthy or super nutrient dense all the time. I just fit it into my day, so I don't consider that cheating. It's just normal eats. And then in terms of like days, like full days, I actually do take a day, usually at least a day a week, where I don't call it a cheat day, but I usually call it like a fun day or a free day, where I just don't really worry about numbers or what I'm eating, or I just kind of enjoy myself and go out to eat and order what I want, because I live in New York City and we have some of the most amazing food in the world here and endless options of all cuisines, and it would be a waste of me living in a city like this if I didn't take advantage of that. So yeah, I make sure to take a time every week to just kind of like go out and enjoy and have fun and eat whatever I want without thoughts of fitness, nutrition, all that. I'm convinced my hip flexors are so tight. Oh, this is the real Slim Katie. Hey Katie. I'm convinced my hip flexors are so tight that I have trouble getting my lower abs on fleek. Help. Okay, I've actually had this problem before. A lot of people have really tight hip flexors, and because of that, their hips take over during a lot of core exercises. So there are a few exercises you can do to make sure you remove that. Probably the best ones would be reverse crunches or just straight up planks, good old planks. Pretty much guaranteed that your hip flexors will not take over for those. Also, lots of stretching and lots of foam rolling. And another thing to note with that is that you can't do ab exercises to get abs. We all have abs, we all have six packs, but some are just hidden under more layers of body fat. So the way to see your abs is to lower your body fat percentage. You can get more definition through more ab exercises, and I'm a huge proponent for working your core a lot, probably a lot more than a lot of people you'll see. A lot of people will talk about just doing compound lifts. I don't think that that's the only way that you should be working your core. You should be targeting it as well. It's going to help you across the board. But if you're just doing a bunch of ab exercises and hoping that you're going to see abs, it doesn't exactly work that way. You have to make sure that you're lowering your body fat percentage as well. So a lot of times that's just the last thing you have to adjust. So if you really want your lower abs to show, which is usually one of the last places that you drop body fat from, you just aren't in enough of a deficit calorically, and you need to adjust your food. What's your opinion on detoxes and cleanses? Typically, my feelings on detoxes and cleanses are to avoid them at all costs. I'm not a fan, and usually when you see those words, you should probably run in the other direction most of the time. Detoxes, we have a liver, and it's our liver's job to detox our body. Our bodies are very smart. They already know how to detox themselves without the $400 product that they're trying to sell you on Instagram. So it's really not necessary. Just eat healthier. If you really feel like you need to, clean up your body or whatever's going on, just eat healthier, eat more vegetables. You do not need to buy detoxes. And cleanses, I'm also not a fan of. Juice cleanses are a pretty big trend, especially in New York. they are not necessary. They basically create that yo-yo diet effect. So we want to juice cleanse, so you're eating very little for a certain amount of time, your calories are really, really low, and you will lose weight very quickly, but it's going to be water weight, and then the minute that cleanse ends, you're going to go back to your normal diet, and you're going to gain it all back in 5 seconds. So it's really kind of a waste of time and a waste of money, because they're also usually very expensive, and there's nothing that you're going to get out of a cleanse nutrient-wise that you couldn't get out of just eating healthier, eating more vegetables, adding those same kind of vegetables that you find in the juices into your diet on a regular basis. You'll lose weight, at a more practical pace. So you'll lose it more slowly, but you'll keep losing. My favorite body part to work out. Lately, I've been really enjoying back. I have my workout split up into like a push-pull day, so I really like my pull day because I get to do deadlifts, which is my favorite lift, and yeah, I really just have been liking working back lately, but it depends, it always changes. I also love shoulders. I have a hate-love relationship with legs. I love it, but leg day kills me, kicks my butt, literally. So yeah, I like everything, really. Okay, fuel for thought asked me, 1, favorite resto/food in NYC, and 2, want to go together. Yes. And as for my favorite food and restaurant in New York City, okay, so if you come to New York, one of the first things you have to get is a real New York bagel. I love bagels, and I've tried, I think, most of the major bagel shops in New York, probably almost all of them. My favorite one is Tompkins Square Bagels in East Village. I used to live down there and go every weekend, and they're amazing. So if you ever come to New York, head up Tompkins Square. Restaurants, foods. I'm a major dessert fiend. I have a huge sweet tooth, so some of my favorite dessert spots in New York. I love Ample Hills for ice cream. It's so good. For donuts, I love Dough and the Donut Project in the West Village are really good. And Sprinkles Cupcakes. Their Sprinkle Sundae is amazing. And what else is good? Oh, obviously New York pizza is a huge deal. I personally, probably my favorite slice is artichoke pizza. There's a few locations in the city, but artichoke, it's basically massive slices like the size of your head. And it's basically like spinach artichoke dip on a pizza. And it's unbelievable. Like, just come to New York and get a slice of artichoke pizza. I can't even describe it. Or go look at their Instagram and just, you'll get really hungry, but it's amazing. Also used to live across the street from there. So yeah, that's why I wasn't into fitness in college, because of artichoke and bagels. What is your best piece of advice for getting lean and losing fat? So the way to get lean and lose fat, it's simple, but it's not necessarily easy, but the only way to do it is to be in a caloric deficit, which you can do through food and or exercise. So being in a caloric deficit and then exercising more. I guess my best advice though is, in order to maintain that, is to find exercise that you enjoy, that you can keep up, and also to find foods that will work in your diet that you like to eat. That will make it way easier to be in a deficit. If you're in a deficit, you're eating less and you're going to be hungry, and you just have to find things that you enjoy eating and that work for you. Pros and cons of working out in the morning versus at night. This is from Kay Manfrey. Hi, Kat. This is going to be so unique to each person. If you like working out in the morning, you should work out in the morning, and if you like working out at night, you should work out at night. It's pretty much as simple as that. There's no benefits to one or the other except personal preference. So yeah, if you feel like you get great workouts in the morning, then you have to adjust your schedule to fit those workouts in. If it's the opposite, and you are absolutely exhausted, low energy in the morning, and your workouts suffer because of it, maybe try and fit them in later in the day, at night, on a lunch break. Yeah, it's totally personal preference. I find that if I wait, sometimes I'm just really tired and fatigued by the end of the day, so I typically like to get my workouts done earlier. That's my personal preference, but again, it's going to be unique to every single person. Don't try to push yourself because you read somewhere that morning workouts are better. If you like night workouts, work out at night. What's your advice on staying motivated and determined, and how to avoid falling in a slump? So this kind of goes back to the same idea of find things that you like to do. I remember I would always have a hard time getting to the gym when I was going back in the days when I went on the treadmill for 30 minutes and then did abs for 30 minutes or whatever I did. I would have to drag myself to the gym, like force myself, and then half the time I just didn't even end up going because I didn't want to go. I didn't look forward to it. My workouts weren't fun. I didn't like doing them, so I had no motivation. But now I can look back and see that the reason I had no motivation is because, first of all, I didn't know what I was doing and I wasn't seeing results because I was just running on the treadmill for 30 minutes and doing abs for 30 minutes. So if you're not seeing results, it's not going to keep you motivated. Second of all, it was so boring. So why would you want to go to the gym and do something that you don't like doing? There are so many ways to work out. So find what you actually enjoy, and it'll be way easier to stay motivated. Another thing is to set very realistic goals. I find that like sometimes people feel like they should set their goals to work out 6 or 7 days a week, and then they don't, and then they feel like they failed, and then they lose motivation. It would be better to set a realistic goal of like 2 or 3 times a week, and then you'll hit that goal, and then that will keep you motivated because you'll be proud of yourself and you feel like you succeeded. And the more you feel like you're having success, the more you're going to continue, and vice versa. The more you feel like you're failing and you're not doing a good job, you're going to be less motivated. And set realistic goals and set short-term goals too, like even if it's just get to the gym twice this week, complete these 3 workouts, pack my lunches every day this week. And having the short-term goals, I think, helps you stay on track as well, as opposed to just a long-term goal of, lose X amount of pounds in X amount of months. Can you talk about carb cycling and or hitting a plateau? So carb cycling just goes along with tracking your macros, and it comes from the idea that your weekly totals of calories count more than your daily totals. So it basically just manipulates your daily caloric intake so that some days you're eating more and some days you're eating less. Sometimes it's total calories and sometimes it's just carbs. So you're manipulating your carb count so that you can have more energy. Sometimes you might manipulate them so that you're eating more on heavier training days and eating less on rest days or light days. And then it can also be manipulated in a way to help you see results faster. Basically just adjusting your caloric intake each day, but your weekly total will still be the same. So you're eating the same amount in total, but some days it's more and some days it's less. And then you're using carbs specifically because carbs give you energy, usually to help your training. So to help you get better workouts in, and to be eating more on those heavier training days. And then hitting a plateau. I think no matter where you are in your journey, you're gonna hit a plateau. It's inevitable. We're gonna have times when we're more motivated and less motivated. I think my best advice for when you do hit a plateau is to, first of all, go easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't attack yourself for not progressing as quickly as you'd like to. Figure out what the problem is and manipulate one aspect at a time. So instead of trying to change everything at once, change one thing. So don't change, your food and your training at once. If you're not progressing, change one and see if that's the problem. Change something. Don't just keep doing what you're doing if it's not working. So if you're not enjoying your workouts anymore, find a completely new program. This is a good time to, when hiring someone, hiring a coach, hiring a trainer, just to kind of kickstart you and give you that newfound motivation might be helpful. So if you've been working by yourself for a long time, then maybe it is time to hire someone or, start a new workout program. You can even get some for free online. Try something different and change it up. Usually hitting a plateau means something's not working correctly, so don't just keep doing what you're doing. Change it. And if you're on a diet that you don't like, maybe try something different food-wise. But don't just keep going. Just try something different. And again, if that doesn't work, try something else. It's not a big deal. Like, we're not always gonna move in a linear fashion in terms of progress, but that's okay. I definitely find that sometimes, like when my training, I'm not like as excited to go to the gym. probably just means I need some new programming. As I just said, I'm really excited and ready to get back in the gym again. So that's usually what works best for me. Could you please talk about your fitness routine? So I have definitely discussed this in other videos, but my routine right now, which I change pretty frequently, I'm on a split where I'm lifting for 5 days, 2 lower, 2 upper, and then 1 full body day. And then I do cardio like 2 to 3 times a week. When I do cardio, I usually use the Stairmaster, or I do like circuits, Tabata style typically. I probably will change my programming in the next few weeks because, like I said, I like to switch it up. That way I don't hit plateaus, and I feel like it's about time, like September's new season. I'll switch things up a little bit, but I write my own programming, so I'm going to figure out what I want to do next. Maybe something a little more strength-based. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's what I do for right now. Alright, well that's my Q&A, guys. Thank you for watching, and if you asked a question, thank you. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below, and have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.